And we are live, I think.
It appears to be live. Yeah, perfect. I'll look on YouTube as well on the side to see if there's any comments. So should you be watching this on YouTube, I'll see the comments. If you see anything on Facebook.
Yes. We are live on Facebook as well now.
And then Richard should see the comments. So that's great.
For people already tuned in on YouTube, welcome. We're also on Facebook. We're waiting for people to join us, so we can already do a brief introduction for the early people here.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, if this is the first time tuning in, you may have seen that there's quite a few episodes that went before this one. But I'm Mark, it's Richard, brothers, owners of Madame So. And in short, we are making our Christmas gift for Mom, aptly done with quilting supplies and stuff, but we've never done so. I'd never touched a sewing machine before, because we have experts testing our stuff for us, like Anne, for example. But now it was up to us, and we are making a quilt for Mom, and we have made some progress. If you watch the other episodes, it's not always been smooth sailing, but we have made progress, and we are as far as to make a decision on how to have the final pattern of our quilt.
Yes, so we made blocks. The design is a disappearing 9-patch quilt. So this is the block that we made. It's 9 patches, that's why I call that way. And it's disappearing because we have cut all the blocks in 4 pieces, and then we can start making different patterns with it. And this is one option, that you turn one part and the other part, and you leave the other ones like this. That's the way we have laid it out now. But as we said, hi Vicky from Florida. It's always nice if you kind of introduce yourself as well. We love to know where you're watching from. And if you're not into commenting, that's completely fine. But we also very much like a thumbs up or a heart or whatever to get the interaction going. That's always nice. That's the nice thing about doing lives. That's the nice thing about all this, what we're doing here. We're an e-com company. We sell stuff online. We don't have like immediate contact with our customers, and this is a nice way for us to interact and to see what's going on at your end as well. Gwen from Pennsylvania. Imagine that. She's learning to quilt through our videos. So we're already like quilting instructors. Well, actually that's not true.
We're moving up in the world. We totally
it's
are.
Not true. It's like we learn it from all the people watching, and other people join in learning from those people as well. So if you got any tips or hints on how to do anything, it's not only us benefiting from it, it's all the people watching it. And from what we see from stats, it's about 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people watching the videos every time. So that's a lot of people that that benefit from your tips. So absolutely. Hi Jeanette, glad to see you here again. Christine, also somebody we've seen all the previous episodes, I think. Welcome very much. We look forward to get more tips from you. And let's get started with deciding that we can start sewing. Mark, what do you think?
Absolutely, because we try to condense this always in half an hour. That's a promise. We don't do more than half an hour every time. So maybe you've seen already the polls that were posted before, because Richard has put them up earlier. So we've had lots of comments and lots of votes already on the different possibilities. We had an A, B, C, and D, and they were all suggested in a previous episode And no, they are laid out as you probably can see on your screen now.
Well, the Facebook people can see it, YouTube people, you can see one design here, but you see the post that was made actually by somebody from our group. We only posted one block, but Sandy was so kind to put them together like it would look like in the full quilt. So that's what it would look like. And please now comment too. We got some votes counted already, but we want the live people also to be having their chance to give us some input. I'll switch back to the camera so that I can see the comments.
And maybe I'll just move to the camera and point it downwards for a second, shall I? So that the entire blocks are visible.
Yes, that's a good idea. I'm just reading the comment by Teresa. I've been sewing for 40 years and haven't tackled a quilt yet, but watching you guys, I feel that I can now do it.
That's great. We're inspiring people.
Well, I guess that's true. If we can do it, chances are that you can do it too.
Right, Richard, now whatever you'll be gesticulating, people will not see you anymore because I'm...
Okay.
So there you go. That is, we've laid out option A.
Yeah.
And that's the one you now see in the view. Now,
Okay,
there are the three other possibilities, of course. So maybe, Richard, you can rearrange the top bit or so for, or are we just going to
just also do D? I think that's an easy one to lay out. It's putting all this at this side. Yep. Like this. It's like modern arts.
You can see
Option
this
D, I think. So that's D.
There you go. So that is the, if you're into symmetrical, geometrically correct patterns, that is probably more you. Now,
so what do you think? What do you think? I don't see any votes yet. What do you think? This is D, the other one is A, and then we have B and C, but from the poll we already know that B and C were not like really popular. So yeah, let's see.
All right, so
we have a comment by Teresa. She's saying, I am so impressed and it's coming together great. Well, I think that we are kind of impressed as well, but we couldn't have done it without the input we've gotten from you at the other end. Impossible. So, we get votes in A, Ruby A, Gwen A.
Now, the other thing with option D would be, it's frightening. I find it positively frightening. Because you see this...
Oh yeah, you see those straight lines.
The straight lines. Not saying... So,
what
these people...
What are you hitting on, Mark? Is there something wrong with the blocks that I sew?
Your blocks are so nice, Richard, but no, if my sewing is going to be involved, I think it's just too risky. It's going to be so apparent if this is not straight.
Yeah, it's
so
true.
People are voting A, many people are voting A, and I'm glad they are.
It's actually, during this live now, everybody's seeing the actual quilt, so that's different than what you see on the drawing on the poll that we did in the Facebook group. So I guess we're going for A. Okay, and Sandy as well agrees, like D's got too many joints to worry about. So
thank you very much. Yeah. So we're going to just go like this.
Oh, you're getting good at rearranging this.
Come on. Let's get, because now we're going to get started. Now we're going to do this. The question is, this is now a, 6 blocks, small blocks. Do we call them patches now? No, small blocks. Anyways, we got 6 of these by 4 of these. So do we now put 4 together first, and then all the 4 rows of 4? and then join those up, or do we go for the long columns or rows? Because that might make a difference to make it harder or easier to, in the end, match all of them up. So, if anybody's got anything to say about that, otherwise we will just get started.
I personally think with all my experience in quilting that I'm gathering here now, I would go for the long one, and then and then we put the long ones together. I think that will be easier. Let me see.
As long as we can make them straight, because if you put one and then if then we start veering off course.
But why would we not go straight, Mark?
Okay, is anybody stopping us?
Nobody's stopping us, so we can go for it.
I'm happy to go with your suggestion, because then it's all going to be his fault.
I'm okay with that. So the right sides together, Mark.
The right sides together. All right. And this is the one I'm putting together, because that would be a bit of a.
Oh man, this is right. This is a lot of blocks. We need to. You're sure? Focus. Yeah. You're sure? Maybe I got this one tip for you. Turn on the sewing machine.
Oh, sewing machine. Isn't it on? No, that would help. So that's that's still quite dark. So we've got the our So Bright light attached. So a lot better. Even if I say so myself, I'm very happy with our lights. Yeah. So this is it. Right.
We're just go north to south, then east to west. Mark.
Okay, I feel like singing, but I'll stop myself. Yeah. Right.
You know this is important, Mark, don't you?
No pressure. No pressure.
Look at that.
Is this a good speed, or should I really be going fast?
You're doing great, man.
Small readjustment. Small readjustment.
I'm not gonna touch anything. I'm just gonna.
I am already so curious whether after we do all of these, whether that's going to be a nice long straight line, or whether it's just going to.
Okay. We get some comments that it just doesn't matter in what direction you go, so.
Good, I like it when it doesn't matter. Okay, cool.
No. Yes.
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 Right, stop as if we're doing it wrong. Well, so, since we do the right side.
Yep, that's it.
Right, let's go.
I think I see one comment on YouTube.
Right, I'm going to just keep going. Right. Every time I put this on the machine,
it moves.
My heart rate goes up by 20 beats. And it moves as well, yeah. Because one piece is now longer than the other, so.
You're doing great. So, anybody tuning in now, we've got Mark at the sewing machine. And I'm Richard, we're brothers. We're making our Christmas present for our mom. And it is a quilt, as you start to see now. We are in episode number 5. We have decided on the pattern in the first episode, and we've learned everything while we were live here with the help of the people watching. And that helped us really be heartwarming. And as you see from the comments now, there's other people learning alongside us, doing it back at home. And as we said the previous time, we love to receive like pictures from you as well back home of your progress, because we are kind of impressed by our own progress.
But we are. But it always feels a bit funny saying it, that we're impressed by ourselves.
But not by ourselves, by the progress there is. Like in 5 half-an-hour sessions, we got like this laid out here. So that's really cool. I start to understand why people get addicted to quilting. Not that I'm feeling it quite yet, but still, it's a nice feeling to create something. So go ahead, start making your own quilt, and so on with us. The pattern is all on the page that we made specifically for this series, for this project of ours. And you can find it on Madame So. It's also in the description of this live.
So what should they search for if they go to Madame So?
Search for quilt. That would give this as a result, or Mark and Richard. And okay.
Every time I join them together, in the middle, one of the pieces starts to move. Should we really be using pins or something, or should we, to keep it together? I mean, it's not disastrous, but on the previous block, I nearly didn't. The edges were, in the end, were really not together anymore.
Okay. But just keep an eye on it and keep adjusting it, I guess.
Yeah, but if people's got any top tips, yeah, I'm all ears.
Christine already finished her quilt that she started making while we were starting out here.
Whoa!
It's been a scrappy quilt, dark crate cover. So yeah, if you would be willing to share a picture of that, that would be just fantastic. So Teresa, she's saying, listen to this, Mark. How long have you been sewing, Mark? You are good. All right.
All right. Yeah, it's been 2.5 weeks, I think.
I don't think it's 2.5 weeks.
It's 4 episodes.
I think it's more like 1 week and a half.
It's been 4 times. And it's so nice to know that there's people around that are guiding me and encouraging me, because that helps a lot. That helps a lot. I'm actually enjoying this, even though I'm only half confident I know what I'm doing.
Vicky is telling that if you feel the need to, if you feel like it's needed, you can use pins. Just
okay.
Some people do, some people don't. Sandy is asking this rather interesting question as well. How did you guys start sewing business when you have never sewn or know how to use a lot of the stuff yourself? Well, that's like a double answer to that. And let me tell the first one. Well, we've got a lot of sewing specialists that are working for us. You know Anne, undoubtedly. She is making content for us, but she also tests the different products. And we've got a product developer, and she's just making all the different products, suggestions, and then we send it out for people to test. And that in that way, we end up making the different products that we have in our store. And also, what's happening?
I lost it.
Oh yeah, you lost this thread.
Yeah.
I need one.
Yeah. Okay. Don't panic.
Otherwise, the needle. Yeah. So that's one thing. The other thing is that we've only always seen it from our grandmothers. Not from our mom. Our mom is not really into sewing herself. It's kind of skipped a generation, let's say. But both our grandmothers were avid sewers. So we've seen it there. And actually that's also how Madame So started a couple of years ago. Sometimes we look for presents for them, and we were looking for maybe something that could make their sewing easier. And we saw a lot of stuff actually that we found on the internet, and that a lot of people didn't know about. And we thought like, okay, let's just make a shop with a lot of handy stuff that we find that is really handy, that we see from other people on blogs and on YouTube telling that it's really handy, and let's try to put it into the world. And so yeah, that's how Madame So started, now almost 3 years ago.
Okay, Richard. Do you want to have a go at threading the needle?
Okay.
Now, part of it was also that we saw when our grandmother was sewing, and she was always mending our stuff, and whenever we brought, my mom and brought our socks in, or the trousers that, again, had holes in the knees, etc., she would fix all of that for us, but it was rather evident that, why do you make it look so easy? You could have at least pretended it was hard to thread that needle. Oh, right. But anyways, we also realized then already, but later on definitely when we considered going into business, was that it was expensive. Yeah. Many tools were expensive. So we thought if we can test stuff so that we know it's good and we can still make it available at a decent price, then it is definitely worth going into business and building a community of people that enjoy their hobby more after they've used our tools or while using our tools. So that's why we stress so much that sewing does not need to be a lonely affair, but it's something you can do together. And with the internet, it's made it a whole lot easier.
So if you cut the thread when you finish, cut it close to the block so that you don't. That didn't sound.
We heard that noise before, so maybe
it's at the other side as well. Okay, I'll have a look.
So it went again. That is our problem that we had the first time.
Maybe read some more comments.
There's there's many comments coming in.
Is this the end or the beginning? No, it's the beginning of what we did. So that's great.
So, well, Sandy says, well, I guess right. It was actually Harry's question. Glad you started the company. I bought heaps. Only things you didn't have and wanted on your sale were sold out. Yeah, sometimes you need to be fast, but don't worry, we'll definitely, whatever is sold out, we will try to get more produced and bring it back to the shop, of course. Christine says, I just posted pictures of the crate cover on the Madame So Quilting page. So we'll look at that later.
Yeah, that's great.
We have another sewing machine. So if this doesn't work in the next few seconds, I'll just get it. Because in episode, I think number 2, we were totally going for it. And after about after 1, the sewing machine thread was lost, and then in the midst, well, anyways, Anne fixed it afterwards, first by re-threading, and then also some stuff had gotten into the machine, and then it worked again, but somehow we're into the same sort of problem. We try not to be faced by it, because it apparently is part of the game, that every now and then you got something like that going. So we try to be totally zen about this. Of course, we want to finish our quilt. And Vicky says, that's very nice. That's so nice to hear. I love the products I have bought from them, so very nice. So it's nice to hear people are happy with our products, because we do take lots of care when we test them and have them perfected before we actually bring them out for you. What do you think?
Maybe while we're trying this out, maybe tell what happened on the family gathering last weekend, Mark, when we were talking about you know what I'm referring to? to our brother-in-law.
Yeah. So we are so. By the way, at the family gathering, mom and dad, or mom and dad, couldn't stay the entire time. It was his daughter's birthday, family had gotten together, which was all very nice, but my parents had to leave early. So afterwards, we could discuss our project, which we did at length. Oh, careful.
Okay.
And so much so that our brother-in-law piped in. All right. And he was desperate after about 20 or 25 minutes Said, like, can we not talk sports anymore? Is anybody into race cars? Because anything we talked about since about the middle of the afternoon was quilts. I think he didn't even know the word quilt, so he had some trouble adapting to that first. So it was so much fun interacting with everybody talking about quilts, especially because it's so unexpected from apparently us. But we're liking it. We're liking it.
Switch to flip.
Right.
And let's see if we can get this first row done.
Cool. Well, anyways, we are definitely going to get this finished before Christmas. So it means that even if in the next 5 minutes, which is unlikely, we won't be able to finish the entire, all the strips. Maybe we'll go live in between again, like Richard did 2 times this week as I was traveling, to finish up the individual blocks. We may continue before the next time, go to the next episode, because otherwise we're not going to get to where we need to go. So.
Listen to that.
Nice. And have you put the correct pieces together now, or have you just...
I've just taken what you prepared for me, Mark.
Good. Well, you see that speed as well? He's so going for it. So, what is it?
I punched some nice holes in it.
Oh, tell me this has happened to you as well, every now and then.
It's not the bobbin thread, it's a top thread.
Well, what we will need after we've put everything together, and I hope this is going to work in the next few days, and when we do it, when we continue, is that we're going to need to put it together afterwards. So we'll need backing and batting. Is there anything else we need to consider? Do we need to put an extra edge on? Can you tell us what we should get, so that by the next episode we will have it ready for you to explain how to then actually proceed? So I'll look at a few more comments. If you had a small pair of snips, it would be easier to cut threads. And that is absolutely correct. But
yeah, we noticed that.
But I think they're at Anne's place, so we don't have them here. So indeed, you're right, it would be easier.
We're in the process actually of testing different snips to...
Yeah, a few disappointed us, so we didn't want to get them to the shop. But by the way, is that these little ones that stay open?
Yeah.
I mean, these thread snips, when they're in use, it's so easy because they're open, and then you use them and you snap them, and then they're open again, ready for use again. But how do you keep them in your sewing box? Because it looks dangerous. So how do you keep them closed afterwards? That sounds good. And I see a line.
Is it? It is.
Cool. All right. So,
is it like this? Yes.
I think he's intentionally just pretending to just mess them up, so that I'm now nervous whether this is going to be the correct piece.
You hear that he's the older brother, kind of trying to be responsible.
Well, around him I always have to, I have to admit. I'm still hoping for the wiser years, but so far, this is riveting. Had you told me like 20 years ago that I would enjoy it and actually be enthralled by looking at putting 2 pieces of cloth together, I would have declared you mad. But so nice. But our first long strip is going to be
close. Here we go.
There
Look
we
at that.
are.
Look at that. and we only need to do that
Three
three
more
more times,
and then
we're
the
there.
long- And then
Okay.
the long edges. But we're 29 minutes in,
Yes.
so we're going to have to stop at this for now. So what shall we do? Finish this by the next time, by the next
Well,
episode, or
maybe
half
I
of it, or-
wanna ask some question if we are going to do that, because what is really mind-boggling to me is like when we got to strips and we start to sew them together, how are we ever going to manage that under the sewing machine? Like we have this fabric, so these two strips, if we want to sew them together, we're gonna have this strip laying like here.
Yeah,
Oh no,
And
it's,
they're gonna be
it's,
double.
two, it's two together. Okay, so
that's
that's
always
okay.
gonna be double.
It's gonna
And
be
then
double,
it's gonna
and then
become longer and longer on this side.
it's
Well,
gonna be
it's
longer on that side. Okay, okay.
That's
then-
right, right?
Yeah.
Right. But
Okay.
still, do we need to, in that case, I think I would prefer to pin them together. Would that make sense? The whole length, pin them
Yeah.
together and then go? By the way, somebody is just, so when you ponder that question, I can already tell you, I think the border using the floral fabric would be stunning, says Jeanette. So I suppose this, use that
As a border? Okay.
And if that is a border, do you mean that we would just use that as a backing as well?
Okay,
So
so
we,
it's good question. Maybe
so,
give-
so just go all around and have them, and a border, is it then the same size as this or
Well,
is it
you
smaller?
you
can
choose
use
whatever
Yeah.
whatever binding you do. I
Yeah.
guess.
So, yeah, suggest, put it in the comments, but before the next episode,
We
we will
get
go
them.
through all the comments. So,
Yeah.
even if you watch this on Sunday, whatever, then you can still put in the comments, yeah, well, do a 1-inch border, whatever. Don't you do the same thing as a backing, because it's gonna look
Yeah.
awful. Tell us.
Yeah, and if you don't think that this fabric is a good idea for the backing, well, maybe suggest what we should use for backing. Is it or doesn't maybe it doesn't even matter.
Maybe it doesn't.
But yeah,
There's,
that's gonna be the next steps, right?
and the tips keep coming. So it says just fold over as you go.
Yep.
So yeah, they asked when we are on again. That we're definitely going to mention just in a second. Use pins to make sure it lines up for you when sewing the long strips together. So
Yeah.
pins.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody says enjoyed watching, and then for the pair of snippers, they have a cover when they put it in their bag.
Yeah.
So
Obviously.
yeah. So next time we're on.
Yeah, that's
an
Monday.
important question. Yeah, Monday.
Yeah, Monday at 9.
Yeah,
Same
episode
time
6.
as now.
Yeah, that's when we'll be on. Should we just make the long strips?
Yeah.
And then we, together with you, because I feel more confident when
Yeah.
you can ask questions, we'll then put the long strips together. But should we go buy
Bye.
batting already? Or shall we just wait and then in that week we'll buy it?
We'll not finish like, or maybe if we have it, right?
Yeah,
So-
so the packing as well, we'll buy it at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
So,
And just at the quilt shop, they will be able to help us. So let us know what you think for the binding and for the back side of the quilt, so that we can have that all handy by next time. And then we'll see you next time on Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern time, and we will be posting the schedule for the live, so you can click on it to get a reminder when we start, right when we finish this one. So.
okay, we'll do the same for YouTube. We'll put, we'll schedule it as well, so you can just hit the button and then it'll be there for you Monday.
Okay, cool. Thank you all very much for watching. A lot of comments, a lot of tips. That was really, really helpful
Totally,
and really
totally.
heartwarming for us to see that. And also for the people at home that are making a quilt alongside us. And see you next time on Monday.
See you Monday.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Don't end it just yet.
So, don't push end then.
I'm trying to end this.